Hey, Margaret is here, and you're watching the review Sanctum, where everything and anything may be reviewed. Now, as you can see, I was dressed to get ready to watch Dragonball Super Broly Friday, but the particular theater we were in was pushing it back to Saturday, so we're going Saturday instead. And of course, by the time you guys are watching the video, it's already Saturday, so if all goes well and we survive a blizzard and whatever, I hope that you guys can see a review of Dragonball Super Broly sometime later today. And yeah, so we requested PTO off, me and Petroleum Ranger, and you know, the movie was pushed off. We didn't want to just like go home. We wanted to like do something, you know. So yeah, we went around. We bought stuff here and there. I got this super cool Dragon Ball Z hat. Even says Goku on the back. So yeah, I'll be wearing this one. I was gonna wear this one. I'll wear this one now. And went to the movies anyways. And of course, I already saw Enter the Spider-Verse with Miles Morales, and I guess he didn't want to see it just then and there, so I went to see Bumblebee instead. So yes, it wasn't really planned. Like, I had no real plans to watch Bumblebee, but we watched it, and that's how it went. So yeah, Bumblebee is basically like, I guess, a reboot slash prequel to the original Michael Bay Transformers trilogy. And like the first thing I saw about the movie, like I heard rumors, but I didn't see pictures because I didn't care. But when I saw the movie, the first scene, oh my god, it was actually on Cybertron, and the Transformers actually looked like themselves. It was Optimus Prime, it was Bumblebee. I was like, is that RC? Like, it was all the characters. It was like Soundwave, and Soundwave sounded like him, because you know, you always had that weird, I don't know what you would call it, robotic voice, synthesized voice, whatever. It was Soundwave, and he actually opened up the cassette tape, and Radish came out and started to attack Optimus Prime, and I was like, holy shit, this is what we should have done. This is like a real Transformers movie. It reminded me of the 80s animated movie, but like come to life. And you know that the Michael Bay films, the original ones, the bad thing about them is that, what can I say, aside from Optimus Prime, because of course he has the very noticeable blue and red colors, and Bumblebee is very noticeably yellow, most of the characters just like look alike, and unfortunately, because they're all like the same metallic gray color, and unfortunately when there's like a big fight scene with all these guys shooting each other, you literally can't tell who is who. And there's all these characters, no one gets introduced, it's like their names or whatever, so this guy shooting that guy, that robot shooting that robot, and it was like whatever. I mean, even near the end of the first Transformers movie, one of the Decepticons was chasing Wiki, and it took me a while to figure out it was Starscream and not like Megatron, because it looks so fucking alike, you know. But here, everyone looked the way they looked. So anyways, this was when the Decepticons were actually gonna like kill all the Autobots. They betrayed them all. They were gonna take over Cybertron, and Autobots, like their last hope was to escape to other planets and hopefully get a new base there when things, you know, calm down. So they sent Bumblebee to Earth, and when Bumblebee goes to Earth, which is somewhere like in the 80s, the time of Blockbuster Video and Alf and stuff like that, he crash lands like a meteor, and like it wasn't on purpose, but when he landed, he accidentally caused a lot of destruction and injured a lot of people, like some military group there, and the leader was John Cena, and his name is John Cena, and whatever. Or I think John Cena was in it, I'm not sure, I couldn't see him. But, yeah, so, like, as far as the military knows, this thing just came in and attacked them all. And then, another one came, it was a Decepticon. Not 100% sure it was supposed to be Starscream or not. I would have loved if Starscream had that scratchy voice, that Captain Commander type voice, you know, but, you know. And, I think it was Starscream, not too sure. I don't think they would have killed him off, because, yeah, the two robots fight it out and everything. At this point, Bumblebee can talk. And when they were asking him, like, where's Optimus Prime? Where's the rest of the Autobots? It's like, I'll never talk. Oh, you'll never talk, huh? Well, let's make that permanent. Let's make that literal. And he, like, slices out, I guess, the robotic version of vocal cords and stuff. And now Bumblebee can't talk. And Bumblebee does kill the Decepticon, but now he's, like, you know, kind of injured. All the military's after him. They're attacking him. Of course, now he can't talk, so he can't say, like, yo, whoa, I'm a good guy. Hey, you know. And, you know, all that stuff. And he gets injured to a point that he powers down. So like before he powers down, he transforms into a bug, which was Bumblebee's original car from back in the day. That's kind of cool. He turns into a bug, and yeah, he just powers down. So I guess a couple of years later, somehow that car ends up in the scrapyard of this girl's uncle. The human character, because they always gotta have a human character in the series for whatever reason, is Charlie. And Charlie's a mechanic girl. She's kind of like a, you know, like a car type girl. She's a former diver, whatever. She's dealing with the death of her father. Her father died some time ago. but her mother moved on. Her mother married someone else, and she's having that whole, you're not my real dad kind of thing. Like, I mean, she never really used the line, but she's not really like adjusting to everyone moving on while she's still grieving her father's death. It just feels, I guess, that everyone around her moved on and she was expected to just move on too, and she's dealing with that. So I kind of agree with that stuff. I know a lot of movies have like this teen angst here and there, but this one felt a bit more believable and not so like shoehorned in and everything. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure the mother also grieved at the time, but time moves on. But kids always see it kind of different. So she also wants a car, but her parents are overprotective. They don't want her to have a car. And of course, she finds Bumblebee, and it's all like this old, rusted, beaten up thing. So she's like telling the uncle, like, hey, if I can fix it, can I use it? Can I keep it? If I can actually fix it, because one of those, like, oh, you'll never fix that car kind of situation. So it's like, if I can fix it, can I keep it? And it was her birthday, so it's like, yeah, sure. And somehow she drives around with Bumblebee like without a license. Like, they never really clarified if she had a license or not. She just started driving him around. But basically speaking, when she turned on Bumblebee, he let out this symbol, this signal through space or whatever, and obviously it was supposed to be for the Autobots to find, but the Decepticons find it. So they sent two Decepticons to Earth now to find where Bumblebee is, which is, his name is like B-187, which I'm kind of confused because like Optimus Prime is called Optimus Prime. He's not called Optimus 321 or whatever, but Bumblebee was called B-1287 or B whatever. But anyways, two Decepticons find the signal, and they go to Earth now because they know Bumblebee's in there, and they can get the information out of him. Like, where's Optimus? We must kill Optimus Prime. So when they go to Earth and start causing destruction, the army finds out. John Cena finds out. I think I couldn't see him, and he's like, he's so angry from the last battle. He thinks they're all bad guys, So the Decepticons show up, and rather than do shit, I mean, they do cause some destruction, but when they see the military, the female one gets the idea to pretend that they're good guys. We're like, hey, we're strangers from outer space. We come to your planet to find this evil war criminal. Help us find him. And of course, the war criminal is Bumblebee. And it's like, please give us access to all your defense systems and surveillance systems and all that stuff. And of course, John Cena, I think I couldn't see him, was like, like what? We're gonna hand over our like national security, like all our satellites to you guys? And this scientist guy's like, oh my god, life from outer space is such an opportunity, 1.25 gigawatts, whatever. So thanks to that scientist dude, like they actually allowed them to use their, and that's like the stupidest part. I know they made John Cena also like relate with the audience, but they never would have done that in real life. Come on. But anyways, the Decepticons, and I like how he said, like, dude, even their name, they call themselves the Decepticons. How can we trust them? I like that. I mean, that makes sense. So anyways, the Decepticons use deceptive means to, they use our phone lines, and technically speaking, even though they don't say the exact word because it wasn't popular in the 80s, but they actually use the phone lines to invent the internet. So yes, you can thank the Decepticons for the internet that you're using right now to watch my video on YouTube. Thank you, Decepticons. Thank you, Megatron. So anyways, they use it to locate Bumblebee. The movie has a lot of like heartfelt scenes, a lot of cute scenes here. Bumblebee like lost his memory, so now he's very timid, he's very shy, he's kind of cowardly. He like forgot he was a warrior. He's just like this defenseless robot that can't really talk or anything. And he becomes friends with Charlie, and there's all these cute scenes of them like, being friends, hanging out. There's this random like geeky kid that kind of likes Charlie, so he kind of gets dragged along the adventure. They all hang out, kind of sort of, I guess, kind of like a coming of age story, sorta, for Charlie to open up again and make friends and kind of, find some happiness in her life after losing her dad. And Bumblebee, trusting people. I guess through Charlie, we kind of get the idea that he gets to, learn about humanity, care about humanity, knows that he should protect humanity and stuff like that. Of course, the Decepticons eventually find Bumblebee. Near the end, so I don't spoil too much, sorta. Near the end, the whole plan is that once they found out that the Autobots are coming sooner or later, the Decepticons want to release like this big signal on this big like satellite tower or whatever. They want to release a signal to the Decepticons so they can all come and invade Earth, so they could destroy it and stuff, so that when the Autobots come, they can kill them all, because, like, Optimus Prime and them will be coming, but the Decepticons will already be there waiting for him and stuff. So they plan to bring the war to Earth and just blow everything up, kill everyone, kill the Autobots, obviously kill all the humans and whatever. So it's, like, imperative that they stop that signal from going out, so the Decepticons, like, don't see it, So that's, like, the final battle. Bumblebee, of course, finally remembers his memory. He you know, he remembers he's a warrior, he can kick some ass and start shooting shit up and cutting things up and stuff. Charlie helps out. I like how her family also kind of gets involved and helps out. I like that. The family does the usual thing like in most other movies where it's kind of like, you know, they think she's crazy, they're trying to stop her, please come home. But there's a part near the end of the movie where they kind of sort of, like they don't know what's going on, but they kind of sort of understand it's important that they help her out, and they do help her out in a way that's kind of cool. Of course, near the end, John Cena, I think I couldn't see him, shows up too because he still thinks that Bumblebee's a bad guy too. So, you know, he also comes as another obstacle, and it's just a big thing, you know, big fight and stuff. And I also liked it. I liked the fight between Bumblebee and male Decepticon. Because, I mean, we get so many big, epic battles between, like, again, like I said before, all these nameless robots, and we can't tell which is which. It was kind of refreshing to see, like, a one-on-one fight between Bumblebee and the Decepticon, and they were both, like, throwing down, kicking asses, doing, like, throws and shit, and slamming each other against, like, the environment and stuff. It was pretty cool. It was a good, straight-up fight. It was pretty awesome. I love how they transform during the fight. I also like how Bumblebee can, like, mid-transform during the movie. He can transform certain parts of himself, so he could kind of, I guess, be smaller and fit through spaces and stuff like that. And the Decepticons can transform from helicopters to cars and vice versa. They're pretty cool. And, you know, Bumblebee learns how to communicate using the radio. So, again, it's prequel stuff. And near the end of the movie, that makes me kind of grit my teeth, but near the end of the movie, Bumblebee transforms into a Camaro as he goes off. So it's assumed that the Camaro is going to eventually end up with Shia LaBeouf and stuff like that. So in the end, what can I say? It was a pretty good movie. I really enjoyed it. I kind of wish that it really wasn't a prequel and it was just like its own thing. It could have been its own thing right there. Although it's kind of weird to like do a reboot based on just one character. But I don't know. It's just, it could have been like its own thing. Of course, contradictions. Because near the end, Optimus Prime and them, spoiler alert, near the end, Optimus Prime and them are like on the planet already. And I'm not 100% sure. I believe that in the first Transformers movie, I gotta watch it again, but I think in the first Transformers movie, like, it was implied that it was their first time arriving. The Bumblebee was there before, and they arrived later, so this kind of contradicts it. And, of course, the fact that the characters do look closer to the actual action figures and stuff, to the actual characters from the old TV shows, the old cartoons, and, of course, in the Michael Bay movies, they don't. They suddenly turn into something else. Like, they became these overly whatever. And I like the design here. It's like, it's a mixture between the, you know, overly complicated design, you know, with all the realistic gears and nuts and bolts and rotating parts or whatever, but also still looking like the characters from the show, you know, and that's kind of cool. And, it was a pretty good movie. Lots of, I guess, heartfelt emotional scenes for people that like emotional stuff. You know, all the scenes with Charlie bonding with Bumblebee were cute and adorable. Of course, Bumblebee looks like such a cute little timid giant robot thing. So people can, you know, I guess relate to that as because I mean the guy doesn't have a memory and he can't talk. He doesn't know where everything is, and of course he's like way too large for everything that's small in this new world. So I mean, yeah, I can relate. Well, not really relate, but I can understand how scary that is to be like an alien on a weird world and forgetting your memory too, and forgetting the fact you can actually fight and you know, that you're working for Optimus Prime and all that stuff. You're like a soldier, you know? But overall, pretty good movie. You know, good scenes. Again, like I said, this one goes more into like the deeper emotional scenes and stuff. And the human characters are not that annoying, and unfortunately for Transformers movies, a big part of it are the human characters, so if you can't stand them, like that kind of ruins the movie because so much of the movie is focused on them. So luckily, I mean, the parents are kind of cheesy, but Charlie's kind of cool. There's a little bit of the teen drama thing, her trying to fit in and be cool, whatever, with her job and whatever, but they don't go too much with it, so thank God, like, the whole plot wasn't, like, really going there. But again, the actual fighting, the Decepticons, like, you know, just deceiving the humans, and I think John Cena was in it, I'm not too sure, I couldn't see him. And like I said, the final fight, the one-on-one fight between Bumblebee and the Decepticon, that was fucking awesome. And actually that first fight too, the fight with him and I guess Starscream was pretty cool too. And any scene we see of Cybertron, that was just awesome. Like, I gotta say, if they ever do a sequel or another offshoot or reboot or something, they need to make a movie they need to make a movie that is just on Cybertron. You know, have the whole movie take place on Cybertron or other such planets. Just be able to Transformers, and if you want, like, the ending of the movie could be like them going to Earth or something. You can have humans like for the last maybe 10 minutes of the movie or whatever. But like they need to make a movie, like when I saw the beginning here, like they need to make a movie based on just that. Like almost like the 80s movie but in live action. And I know the 80s movie in itself, it's like a gorgeous piece of American animation, but unfortunately if you really look at it, the 80s movie, most of their plotting point was just to kill off a whole bunch of characters to make room for a whole bunch of new ones and stuff like that. But, you know, if they could make a brand new movie that's just on Cybertron, just the Transformers, not so much human stuff, make them appear like barely, I don't know, or care, but that would have been fucking awesome. And with these designs, that would have been fucking awesome. That would have been cool. But I don't know where we're going to get that. If you ever make more movies past this one, it'll probably be, you know, more humans and more things and more stuff. So anyways, what can I say? It's a pretty awesome movie. I did enjoy it. It's probably one of the better ones. So probably like the best Transformers movies of all of them are going to be the very first one. Because yes, I do like the very first one. The very first one was cool. And it kind of gave promise that, well, actually the first one ended pretty good. It could have been just that movie. But of course, you know, money, sequels, Michael Bay, more explosions. And the thing is, the first one was awesome, it was perfect. Second one was dumb. The third was just whatever. It was just Shia LaBeouf being pissed off throughout the whole movie like an idiot. The fourth one was boring, and I didn't even bother watching the fifth one. And now we got this one here, and it's like, what can I say? It's just like the best ones are the very first one that promised like a good movie, and at that time, if there was ever a sequel, we would have expected it to be as badass as the first one, and the Bumblebee movie. Those are the two best Transformers movies. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, because it's already been out for quite some time already, check out Bumblebee. I know that it had lots of competition. It came out at the same time of other like major movies and stuff, but still, check it out. If you're any kind of Transformers fan, at least give it a look, just for the sake of like that opening scene, man. Just that opening scene, I was like a kid. I was like, oh shit, Optimus Prime, is that RC? Soundwave! And Soundwave's got Ravage coming out, like the cassette tape. Like, I don't know how that works because they're like on another planet, but it was just awesome. And of course, I always love seeing Blockbuster again. So anyways, guys, it's Mark Rodriguez here. This has been a review Sanctum. Hopefully a review of Dragon Ball Super Broly coming soon. So yeah, see you then.